Are you looking to have some fun while saving up for your goals? In today's episode, we're going to explore 10 monthly money challenges you and your family can try out. Welcome to Simplify and Enjoy, the podcast and community focused on helping families have less stress and more options through minimalism and financial independence. I'm your host, Elle Martinez. This podcast is sponsored by Coastal Credit Union. Coastal's mission is to help you live a better life by offering you a better way to bank. Find out how at bankbetter.org. As I mentioned last week, there's a wonderful opportunity for you to reset things with your finances and have a big win with your family and financial goals. There's 3 full months or 15 weeks, depending on how you want to look at it, left in the year. You can knock out some really big goals in that time. One thing that can help you out with that is monthly money challenges. We got a variety of challenges that we're going to cover today that can help you develop new habits and routines. You can use that money to put towards whatever goal you're working on. There are some great challenges that you can do throughout the year, like the 52-week savings challenge and the 365-day nickel saving challenge. I am going to include those in the show notes, as well as some wonderful weekly challenges that you can take on too. However, for this episode, I want to focus on monthly goals. I feel like that's a big enough chunk of time where you can effectively knock out something, and it gives you enough flexibility that if you're having a bad week, you can still finish up on a high note. In this episode, we're going to go over a bit of the psychology behind monthly money challenges and why they're helpful for a lot of families. Go over the different types of money challenges that you can take on, and we'll highlight 10 effective and fun ones so you have plenty to choose from. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Monthly money challenges can be an effective way for families to save money and work towards their financial goals. There are a few reasons for that. First off, when we set a specific goal for ourselves, such as saving a certain amount of money each month, it gives us a sense of clarity and direction. It's also a source of motivation. We have a why and we know what we're doing. We also have an end date. This can be especially important for families with kids because it gives us a time frame and a goal that we're working towards. Makes it much easier to focus. The second is monthly money challenges help us develop new habits and routines. Let's admit it. Most people don't go and say, I'd love to overspend or not make my goals for the year. A lot of times it's these little habits that we fall into that when we're stressed, we lean on. By taking on these monthly challenges and having a consistent goal that we're working towards, we create a sense of discipline and we are building better habits. This can lead to long-term financial success beyond that monthly challenge. Finally, these can be a great way to engage with our finances. I know there's a sense of responsibility when we talk about taking care of our budgets and bills, but your money should also reflect your priorities, your values. For most of us, actually everyone I personally know, there's a bit of fun that we want to have. Whether that's pursuing hobbies, taking vacations, or just relaxing, making sure that we have something set aside for that allows us to have fun and to be balanced with our finances. That in turn can help us to stay motivated and committed to our long-term financial goals. Overall, monthly money challenges can be a powerful tool for families that are looking to improve their financial health. So let's look at 10 different types of money challenges that you can try out and explore. We have 3 full months or 15 weeks left in the year, depending on how you want to start. You can knock out 2, maybe 3 monthly money challenges. If you break it down, there are basically 2 types of these. There are challenges where you are trying to break a bad habit or at least become more aware of your spending. Then there are challenges where you are focused on building a good habit. Within these challenges, There are ones that you do it, and once it's done, you can drop it and be fine. Or it's something that you set up and you continue, but your main focus is that first month to get everything started. So which one should you choose? My piece of advice is try out a mix of these. You may discover that some challenges are naturally a better fit for you and your family's personality and circumstances. With that knowledge, you can then take that into next year and start building up from there with more money challenges or just setting up your systems in a way that reflects how you manage your money. So let's go over the challenges. The first group of challenges I want to talk about is challenges that help you have more control over your spending. First up, let's talk about eating out. Chances are it's a big expense in your monthly budget. When you go out for those quick lunches with your coworkers, it might not seem a big deal. It could be 10, 20, maybe a little bit more. And they seem small, but they typically add up much more than you've estimated by the end of the month. Something that could help you curb your spending is using cash. What you do is pre-plan. I'm going to spend this amount of money this month. You set aside that money and put that cash in your wallet. This is going to help you stay aware of what you're spending and minimize breaking the budget. Some people call this the envelope system as well. But what makes this challenge effective is it's only a month and you're only focusing on using cash for one expense. That attention makes you more aware of where your money's going. And you may find, you know what, I still want to go out with my friends and enjoy a lunch out, but now I know there are certain places where I get a better value. The second challenge I want to talk about is the no spend challenge. This one is pretty clear. It's in the name. You simply challenge yourself and your family not to spend any money outside of essentials for a month. This is really helpful because, again, many times we're aware of our rent or mortgage. We have an idea of how much groceries are and our utilities are around the same amount, but it's those little money leaks in our budget that at the end of the month, we wonder where our money has gone. By having a restricted challenge just for the month, where you're not doing anything outside of what's been budgeted, you can see, okay, here's where I tend to spend a little bit more than I'm aware of. The next challenge is called the cancellation challenge. What I like about this, it's quick and easy. You could actually do this in a week, but I know for a lot of families, having that whole month makes it much easier for them. This one, again, is pretty clear. You sit down and you look at all of your subscriptions, whether that's streaming, Amazon, whatever it is, and you cancel as many as possible that are no longer serving you or you are no longer getting the value. You might be surprised at how much money you can save each month by just doing this. And if you finish up early, you have the rest of the month to relax. This next challenge is a little bit different. When I consider how much money we've saved on groceries by switching our main grocery stores, I think this could be a huge win for you. And this is the no name brand money challenge. Instead of going with name brand foods when you go grocery shopping, you're focusing on private labels or the store brands. Try it out for a month. Len Penzo has been doing this. He actually does taste tests to compare different brands, the generic with the name brand. You might be surprised how many store brands are fantastic options. So again, it's only for a month. You may find some new favorites. And guess what? There are going to be some name brands that you prefer. And that's fine. At least you know for sure that that is a good value for you. The last one in this group is pay yourself first. You've probably heard that piece of advice in many personal finance blogs, podcasts, and videos. It's an important one. At the same time, a lot of people struggle with this. And big reason is they time their paying themselves after everything else. Instead, I want you to front load this. Go ahead and schedule with every paycheck, every side hustle, anytime you get income coming in. Before you do any spending, take a percentage like 5 or 10% off the top and transfer that into savings. This is building a great money habit And you will most likely find that your budget doesn't suffer that much by putting the savings towards the front. The second category of money challenges is to get you to focus in on building those better habits and saving for goals. The first one I want to talk about is, I've seen this called the minimalism challenge or clean the clutter, sell your stuff challenge, whatever you want to call it. If you have stuff around your house that you're hardly using anymore that's in pretty good condition, this can be a great opportunity to earn some cash while finding a good and new home for it. The Clean and Clutter Challenge is pretty clear. The first week, go ahead and choose a room that you want to declutter, or maybe say, for this whole house, I just want to focus on the clothes. Just pick it. Then go through what you have and organize it. Things that no longer fit, things you no longer use, again, still in good condition. Set it aside. Then for the next 3 weeks, sell them. You can go with the traditional yard sale, or if you prefer, you can go online, whatever is easiest for you. At the end of the month, whatever you don't sell, go ahead and see if you can donate it to a local organization that can use it. This can be a great win. You earn some extra money, help out a local organization, and your home is decluttered. Okay, on to the next challenge. If you have a vacation coming up, try the vacation savings plan. It's a focused and fun way to stash away cash for your next trip. And this isn't as complicated as you may think. I was reading from the Soccer Mom blog how she broke it down and she built up the weekly savings for the vacation. You start off with a smaller amount for that first week. You're looking at $10 and then it builds up to $150. Now this is spread over 8 weeks. It's technically 2 months, but I feel like you could justify this because you can experiment for the first month, maybe saving and cutting back on expenses. And on the second month, see if you can earn that money. However you want to do it, I think this is a great way for you to go on vacation and not stress out. If you want super simple savings challenge, try the dollar bill challenge. Every time you get a dollar bill, when you go into the store, if you get change, go ahead and put it in a jar at home. At the end of the month, take that money and deposit it at your local bank or credit union. It seems like a small amount, but it can make a difference and boost up your savings. The next challenge is explore the gig economy. While being an Airbnb host or being a driver for Lyft or Uber are the options people usually think of, you may find that there are other ones that are a better fit for you and your schedule. You might be interested in pet sitting or walking dogs through sites like Rover. You could also use your talents on Fiverr, or you might have a craft skill that you want to use for extra income on Etsy. Pick a platform and focus on one service or good for the month that you'd like to earn money on. You may find a side hustle that you absolutely want to keep, or you might see that it's just not the right fit for you. No worries. Pocket your earnings for that month and then close up shop after the challenge. If you're looking for ideas on what side hustle could be the best fit for you, I will link to an interview in the show notes that I had with Jen Smith from Frugal Friends, where she shares her experience experimenting with different side hustles, and she gives her opinion on the best paying ones. The last one is saving $1,000. If you are looking for a bigger challenge, this can be great. You could use that $1,000 for your next family vacation, emergency fund, or whatever. And it may be easier than you think. So $1,000 in 3 months sounds like a lot, but you can do this by saving $84 a week or breaking it down into $12 a day. Here you can kind of adjust things. It is spread over 3 months, but this is an opportunity to plug in a weekly money challenge. Maybe you don't want to do something for an entire month, but you can do something for a week because you have the energy and opening in your schedule. Sample different strategies for you to find, save, and earn some extra money. Most people discover that it's easier to do one or the other. Either they can earn that extra cash a lot easier, or they can cut down on their expenses. There's no right or wrong. This is a great way for you to figure it out yourself. There you have it. 10 fun and effective monthly money challenges you can try out. If you're looking for more challenges, maybe a yearly one or something that is broken down weekly, I'll include a few of my favorites in the show notes. This segment is brought to you by Travel Freely. I know we have some travel hacking families in our community who love using the rewards for family vacations. And there are many who want to join them. However, it can be tough to sort through all the offers. This is where Travel Freely can help. It simplifies your search and makes it easy to find the best offers and deals that fit your family and how they spend, so you are maximizing your rewards. If you want to learn more on how to travel hack your next epic family trip, please go to simplifyandenjoy.com/travel-freely. Before we wrap up, I want to focus on a few key takeaways I picked up from preparing this episode. The first is, whatever challenge you decide on, be specific with your goal and your why. Many of these challenges, especially the savings ones, are wrapped around some goal, whether it's a specific amount or something like a vacation. It sounds simple, but these can be powerful motivators, especially if you have an ambitious goal that you want to tackle. Use this to your advantage and be very specific with what you're doing and why. The second is automate your financial system. I've been writing and podcasting about personal finance for over 14 years. Believe me when I tell you that this one tip is a game changer. If you are saving for a goal, schedule those transfers. It will make a huge difference. Finally, keep it fun. Personal finance shouldn't feel like a chore. I get it. There are parts we're not excited about, like paying bills. But if you are planning things out, your financial system should be moving you in a direction that you have more time and money for things that are important to you. That could be people and projects that you are really passionate about. So these money challenges can be great for you to explore different options and see what's a good fit for you. Now, if you want to get started with setting up your budget or deciding on a monthly money challenge, make sure you're a part of our community. Besides sharing resources for each episode of the podcast, I also like to share extra tips and tools to make simplifying your money, home, and life easier. It's free. Just sign up at simplifyandenjoy.com/join. We've covered 10 monthly money challenges that you and your family can try out. Remember, they can be a powerful tool, not just to improve your finances, but build better habits. I hope this episode gives you some ideas on how you can have huge wins with your family and financial goals. As always, I'll include links to the resources we've mentioned today, including a complete list of different money challenges you can take on, whether that's monthly, weekly, or throughout the year. You can find it over at simplifyandenjoy.com. Next week on the podcast, we're talking about parenthood and finances. We're going to discuss how parents can better budget and save for their kids' extracurricular activities, family vacations, and more. If you don't want to miss out on that episode, make sure you're subscribed. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Audible, and more. Our theme was by Staircases with additional music from various artists over at Audio. Finally, and most importantly, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you not only listening, but sending in your questions and ideas for the podcast and sharing your favorite episodes with your friends. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.